many of you know that expression, you do you, right? It's like live your truth. Don't worry about anything, what anybody says. You just do you. If you like the thought of that, then this video is for you. So I just read something on the computer, an article about how Cameron Diaz just had her second baby at 50. And the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, how cool is that? You go. You, I bet, are just going to be great parents. You could see it in the look in her face or her husband holding the baby. It was amazing. But then I noticed there were all kinds of comments about this article. And normally I wouldn't look into it, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to look. So I did. And it was all these people and what they thought of her having a child for whatever reason, that age. I don't know, maybe they knew something, about her, but they all had these opinions about her having the second baby. And so many of them were negative. And then it hit me. Duh. This is why people don't do, that you do you, right? This is why people don't live their truth, because there are so many people out there that they know are going to have something to say about them doing them, right? If you're living your truth, what is that? Are people going to agree with it? Are they going to disagree with it? Are they going to tell you their grievances about it? What are they going to do? And unfortunately, because of societal beliefs and that are instilled in us while we're growing up, right? We care about what other people think. So I thought to myself, no wonder, because just for myself, I am trying to live my truth more and more and more. And I'll tell you what, as I do, it is more freeing. But that being said, I try to speak to those of you who want to do that, but are either having a hard time while you're in the midst of already trying to do that, even if you're successful and take two steps back, and are having a hard time with it, or if you've never tried it before, no wonder. I get it. There are so many judgmental people out there. I feel you. I do. Even though I'm into my journey already, right? And I'm already living a lot of my truth. I like to use baby steps with everything I do. That's just what kind of person I am. I like to do things little by little in little chunks and go, okay, that worked. Great. Okay, let's move on to this. Okay, now that worked. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to move on. And if it doesn't work, I'm like, okay, why didn't that work? And I get into my own head for a little while until I can reason with it and go on and figure out how to make it work, right? But I usually don't move. Sorry, I have a hair right here. It's bugging me. I usually don't move on until I know something works, right? So that being said, I am at a point now where not only do I say things I want to say and do things I want to do and not care about how people think about me, it hit me, even though I think about that, seeing an article somewhere else and reading about it made me realize why other people can't do it and why it might be so hard for them or for you, right? So let's get into it. We just care what other people think. We do. It's how we're raised, it's how we're brought up. We're not brought up thinking, who cares what they think? You do you. Right? We're not brought up like that. Maybe now in our generation, Gen Z, and millennials and others, they're questioning how people like me at, Gen X or baby boomers or other people were raised and their thoughts. So they're starting to think differently. And I'm actually starting to see friends that I know raise their children and say, that was great, honey. That picture is gorgeous. Keep doing what you're doing. You're just going to get better and better and better, right? And instilling greatness in them, not in a false way, right? Not saying you didn't get that job because it's political. We'll find you something else, right? If they're like an older child and they're having a hard time getting the job. No, not in a false way, making them think they're special. And then they get out into the world and realize they're not special. No, but in a way where they're still young and they're having a belief instilled in them where they feel, wow, I could do whatever I want. I feel really good doing whatever I want, however I want. And just knowing that that's okay, right? They're going to get older and older and realize that whatever they think is okay. Now, I'm not saying, in a negative way, I'm saying, positivity, right? Not going out there and doing these horrible things and making them okay. No, positive things, right? Whether it be art or thinking they want to be nice to other children, even though other kids aren't, and positive things, and having something instilled in them that makes them feel good about it and to do it more, right? We just didn't have that, chances are, if we're caring about what other people think. So how do we get rid of that? How do we get rid of caring about what other people think? Well, that's a really deep question, but that's really a good question. For me, I just decided it was a strong enough pull for me that I wanted to be, and I am now, who I want to be. If you want to feel this really freeing feeling, right? Just, you don't care. Because you feel free. And that's a better feeling to you, right? To feel free. When you feel free, it's liberating. It makes you feel happy. It brings you joy. And if something's going to bring you joy, why are you going to think about caring about what someone else thinks, right? When I started feeling the joy and got that feeling of freedom, instead of thinking to myself, well, that person doesn't like that. You know what I started thinking? I started thinking, man, it's a shame that they don't know the feeling that I have, right? It's a shame that they don't know that. And that just led to this knowing of I am doing the right thing. So stew on that for a little while and see what you think about just trying to you do you, right? Live that truth. Try it. See how it makes you feel and see if that trumps the feeling of caring about what other people think of you. Let me know in the comments. And if you like this, hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be talking about a whole lot more. It was great to see you. Take care. Bye.